and it's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. And man, looking back, that you were, and believe it or not, as I say, I never been inside, but looking at the picture, and I
Mhm.
try to put myself into that particular picture, it doesn't look like a fancy place. I mean, the wood that they have there, the light that's been there for 50, 60 years. It's the same thing. They don't kind of decorate it inside with better wood or better microphone, or they change the parquet floor or whatever,
Yeah.
curtains. The same thing, so
Oh, I looked at that. I loved it that they did, and I looked at that parquet floor, which was
yeah.
down, to the right of me, on my piano bench where I was seated, and just thinking how many greats, Ella Fitzgerald has been there, just Pink Floyd recorded Dark Side of the Moon,
That's
and
right. Yeah, 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 yeah.
the Beatles, of course, Adele, Amy Winehouse, all these different Tony Bennett, which is one of my,
Yeah.
greats. Uh, and but I have to say the setup that they provided with that Steinway D, you had a choice between a Steinway or a Yamaha concert grand. And Yamaha was tuned a little brighter for more pop projects. So I chose the Steinway, which is a little more warmer in sound. So,
Mhm.
but they were there and they literally had 13 microphones on that. Some real close in, some medium, some and some way up on a tree. And but it gave such a beautiful classic sound of the room. And
Mhm.
I want to circle back to one thing. I'm there in this big studio, the size of a basketball court, a high school gymnasium.
Yeah.
Okay. In that back corner, everyone else is up the stairs behind the control room on the second floor. And they're there. So the lights, they weren't bright. I had them, set, more dim just to give some warmth to the place. And I started, and it was dead silent. And I start playing one of my romantic, melodic, sometimes haunting songs. And it was just, I can't believe, how did I get here?
That's right.
How did I get here? The, by the way, I didn't forget how I got there because when I recorded, I wore my dad's cufflinks
Oh, I
to,
see. Yeah. Oh, good for
yeah,
you, man.
just to give them because of what they did for me. And
Mhm.
lastly, when it was at two days, 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
And, at the end of the second day, when I recorded my final piece, everyone's upstairs, great, and they're wrapping up. I stood up, I went to that back wall, put my hands on that wall, and I teared up. It was just meant that much to me to be in such hallowed ground. So
Yeah.
I'm still like, oh my gosh, I recorded at Abbey Road. So
Yeah. Was it difficult to book an appointment there? I'm quite sure. I'm very aware that it's very expensive to book it for, never mind for an hour, but for 2 days. And
2 days minimum, 10 hours a day.
oh
So
wow, minimum 10 hours.
yeah,
And then how long in advance you need to book the stuff? I mean,
it took, when
it's
I had this on don't laugh, I have vision boards where I have
really
pictures of things. Oh yeah, absolutely. Where I've had Kilimanjaro on there, got that one. I've got, different things I've wanted to do, and one was Abbey Road. So I look at those every day when they're laminated and it's in my shower. So I see it every day and it helps me
yeah.
focus. And I do check things off, which is really cool. It took me about a year. I started calling Abbey Road. I'm in the concert industry, so I'm not going to be afraid. I'm going to call
Yeah.
and see. It took me, oh, well, no, it's way booked up, blah, blah, blah. I went through three different bookers that were there. And I did the same thing I did with being a pianist in LA, being in the concert. I just keep showing up, being, fine and, professional and all that. But finally, after a year of me calling, the one girl said, well, we have a Saturday and Sunday in June available. And I said, I'll take it. And so
Wow.
I was like, when I first saw the invoice come through to my company and it said, Abbey Road Studios and then the Bazel Group, which is my concert
Yeah,
company. It's like, oh my God.
it's coming, it's happening. Yeah,
No kidding. So it it, it was I'll put it this way. I didn't show up unprepared. I wanted to make sure for this that I showed up the best version of myself possible.
yeah,
So I called, this is my writing partner, is my phone, because when I have a song idea, I always have melodies, always
yeah,
going through my head. I'll track them down on get an audio note, and
yeah,
then I went through about 220 of them to bring them down to workable ideas, and I ended up with, we recorded 21 tracks.
yeah.
But but then again, a couple of them were Beatles songs too. I had to record a
Of
couple of
course,
Beatles.
of course, yeah. But what was the process from 220 to 20? I mean, that maybe took hours and hours, weeks and weeks, because yeah, some stuff wouldn't work out there, but taking the 20 out of the 220 list is the easy part, but then bring it down to 180, 160.
Mhm.
It's very, very hard work. It's not that easy.
It's a lot of work. It was a lot of work and it still is.
Yeah,
I used a spreadsheet. I would, put down the song, what key it's in, if it's in a time, signature, what beat per minute, a
yeah,
description. And that way I could whittle them down. And then once I got a workable idea, I would go to the piano and start working and developing it. And it was cool that some of them really developed. I was really pleased with how they turned out. But there were days I was like, do I want to sit at the piano today? No, but I'll sit down and as long as I would sit down each and every day and that theme of showing up, I showed up and developed these songs, had them in a workable audio format, and I sent them to a friend of mine who did a takedown, which a takedown means he listens to it and notates everything. And
yeah.
I can do that, but it would take me like 5 years to do that.
That's right.
Uh, so, so he did that. And then comes the hard part, not the hard part, but the practice. I made sure 6 months out that I started practicing. I would practice two 2 hour sessions a day, one in the morning and one in the evening, to get those songs really worked in and comfortable with. So it was amazing to go from CD number one, where I was this frightened pianist, to being at Abbey Road, and I was fearless. I fearless went to go and play because I've worked really hard on this. I've played 10,000 hours. If not me, then who? So
That's right.
that's for it. So again, I'm still thrilled beyond that. And yeah.
Good, good for you, man. And you mentioned something like showing up. That is so important. I think people in general, not just musicians, give up so easily. They get discouraged, like all of us, but they they give up easily. I mean, if you have a project, if you have an idea, if you're a painter, a musician, a writer, you need to do it. I mean, the life is short in many ways, and if you don't believe in yourself that you could do it, nobody else will. That's half the battle right there. And
I look at, let's say, pianists, for example. I'm playing tonight at a house concert with 5 other pianists.
yeah,
There was a time when I was like, oh gosh, what will they think? But now I look at us, let's say these 5 other, we're all different flavors of ice cream. Each one has a different, unique personality. So there is no competition.
that's
Just
right.
be yourself and be what you're on this planet to do, is where I am in life right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's a beautiful one. No giving up. And I remember at the beginning when I was during the pandemic, I opened the first radio, and then I opened the second one. I sent the link to some friend. They really like it. They got the idea what I want to do. And then I thought, well, musicians are not touring with the colleagues, so everybody must be at home. So I began calling different agents, publicists, and sending email, and nobody was getting back to me. And then my first debut was with Steve Hackett from Genesis, and
Uh-huh.
I got lucky with that one. and the rest is history. And it's hard work and dedication. That's what it's all about, showing up and try to do the right thing. And yeah, it's
Nice.
don't giving up on your dreams and then going forward. I mean, that's the only way to live, you know.
You and I are like kindred spirits, you know.
Yeah,
Because
that's right.
when I first started prior to pandemic, and I had that first CD out, I thought, maybe I can do something computerized, and I put this online so I could hear it and all that. And then I have a buddy of mine, Eric Bikalis. He's been the pianist for Neil Sedaka forever, and all this. So I got our stuff up on a website, and I called it The River of Calm
The river comes. Yeah.
to soothe your soul. And it started
Yeah.
just a way to help me hear it and Eric. And now I have about 223 independent artists. But the cool thing is, I mean, because music, it does soothe my soul. It really does. The best thing we've ever done is we partnered with a documentary called Alive Inside. It won the Sundance Film Festival, following a physician in New York who tracked patients with dementia and were old and shut down. He would put headphones on with music from their high school years and watch them wake up. And it was Alive Inside. If you ever watch a documentary, that's a cool one.
I would check it out. Unbelievable, man. Yeah.
They have proprietary headphones that they use. So I called the executive director. We have their headphones with the music from the River of Calm, and we have them in a chemotherapy center here for patients to listen to while they're in that surreal experience. That to me is the highest and best use of music ever that we can have, is to help others in a really struggling time. Anyway, so I get it about you, definitely. Your track, or we're on the same track, but just from different areas. And yeah, so very cool.
Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to create that. It's so beautiful to help other people. There's nothing wrong with making money out of your family. I mean, making money for your family and touring and playing with it. So,
Mhm.
the country club or the Ritz-Carlton, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's something wrong if that's the only thing you do. What else? If
Mhm.
God exists, I don't know, when we cross over to another's life, and what else
Yeah,
have you done? When was the last time you helped your neighbor or helped, somebody else out? And you, through your music, have been able to help a lot of people out.
I
That's
appreciate
important in
it.
life,
And I
that,
appreciate you saying that, because it
yeah,
is important. It really is. And
yeah,
we're nothing but dust in the end,
that's right.
our
Yeah,
life. So I want to do something meaningful that
that's
can
right.
help as many people as others with the gifts that we have. By
That's
the way,
right.
I have to just laugh. There's a black guitar there.
Yeah,
That
yeah, I
one
see it. I see it. I see it.
that one was signed. I did a show with Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons, and
Wow.
my mom was always giving me grief about get a real job. Okay. So at every one of these private events, there's always a special 20-minute VIP meet and greet.
Yeah,
Okay. Where
yeah,
the client has their best people in. I take the pictures, I guide them through and all that.
yeah,
I always get a picture at the end saying, hey, I need to get a picture to show my mom I have a real job. So with Frankie, I said, Frankie, I need your help. I got to get a picture. So we had a picture with us standing together. I held up a sign,
yeah,
got the picture taken. I mailed it to my mom, and the sign says, her name was Irene, and it says,
yeah.
Irene, you're just too good to be true. And
Wow.
she never gave me grief again.
That's right, man. Man, good for you. Maybe I will start hanging out with you and then go to one of those VIP and meetings of yours. What about the
Hey,
other? Yeah, go ahead.
oh, the other one, that one,
The other guitar to the left, the red kind
that's
of.
Huey Lewis in the news there. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And I've got Kelly Pickler, Foreigner, Gary Sinise, and the Lieutenant Dan band on that wall.
Yeah.
So
Good for
yeah.
you, man.
Oh, I just, yeah, I've been very lucky. And I did want to point this out just
Yeah.
between us. We have on hold June 19th, 20th, and 21st to go back to Abbey Road next year. So
Really?
yeah. So if you happen to be in that area, I know somebody that can get you in.
Oh no! I will go. I'm very serious. I'm not joking. And I would love to go inside there.
Well, it's on hold. I'm
Yeah,
already creating music for it. I don't have signed paperwork yet.
yeah.
So just keep that in mind,
Yeah, I
okay?
will. What kind of music would you like to do as a follow up?
I just keep doing. The plan is to do 2 CDs this time.
Yeah,
One is that thoughtful, melodic, romantic, and sometimes haunting piano
yeah.
emotional work that my goal is to get in film and television placements.
Oh yeah, that was my next question. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And the other one, I'm going to do a Christmas CD, but not with all the, there'll be some standards, but I'm going to do Vince Guaraldi's Christmas Time. I'm
Yeah,
going to do Wham! Last Christmas, is a piano piece. So,
yeah.
uh, so I've got stuff, already scheduled, and we'll do that, and then I'll bring it back here to Nashville, and then we'll add strings, a cello, and a violin to it, uh, which is on the London sessions, which is what we did also. That the guy that wrote the cello and violin pieces, he's all of about 30 years old, but just lives and breathes in those phrases between the piano. It's just stunning. So, yeah.
Good for
Anyway,
you. Yeah, yeah. It's getting into music and television is it's very if you get the right contact can be very lucrative because there is some I think I don't know how the business works, but if you were to play 30 seconds in a commercial or on a TV series or a Netflix series can bring income for the rest of your life, which is very good. It's very hard to get into it because a lot of people will like to do the same thing or the same with soundtracks, right? With film score, right?
right. Uh-huh.
Right. It's
I just came back 2 weeks ago. I attended the Guild of Music Supervisors conference in Los Angeles.
yeah,
Music supervisors are the ones responsible for finding the music, clearing it so all the legalities are fine, and placing it in
yeah,
film and television. I'm looking at this just like I'm looking at being a pianist or a concert agent. I'm showing up, getting to know people. I feel I have a quality product. I mean, it was recorded and mastered at Abbey Road, so I don't know what else can. Oh, get this, by the way, on the day that I was recording in Studio 2, okay?
yeah.
Studio 1 is the even larger studio. It's an orchestral studio, and I think they were doing Harry Potter cuts on there for the one of the film. And so I noticed some guys in the hallway, when I went for a restroom break, and they were hanging out, and they didn't look like they belonged anywhere. Well, it turns out in Tiny Studio 3 next door to mine, Taylor Swift was recording, and those were her bodyguards.
Wow, wow.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
How many studios are there? Four? Oh no, more.
3, but they actually have a couple of smaller ones too. They
Yeah,
also have, a cantina in there, which has been famous for, band meetings and things. It's really pretty on the inside and well taken care of.
yeah,
The studios, when you walk into Studio 2, it's palpable. The vibe, the energy, it
yeah.
and again for me and you, if as a music, to be able to record and have my music go into the walls with all the
Wow. Yeah.
um, I thank God I didn't get a real job. So
Man, I mean, were you nervous? I mean, when you booked the time and it was time for you to get your fly and make a reservation, you arrive in London maybe the night before or whatever, and then all of a sudden, well, this is it. Life comes to a very few point in life. This is one of them for me, and you put your blue jacket. You went there that morning. You got your coffee at the hotel, and were you scared of arriving there? And because you can plan the stuff ahead of time, right? But
right.
eventually that day will come to you, and you need to show up there. You're paying very good money to do it. Were you nervous or?
That's a great question. Let's go back to the first CD here in Nashville. I was
Yeah,
nervous going to that recording
yeah,
studio, very nervous. I was worried what the engineer would think of my playing,
yeah.
and I don't know how this happened, but to go to RCA or to Studio 2, the best way I can describe it, I was fearless. I was completely relaxed. I don't know, because
Wow.
if I practiced so much,
Yeah.
I know that I've played the piano at least 10,000 hours, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And it was just beautiful to be able to just, okay, let's record this. Let's try this again. And for me to not get nervous, but get into the piece and let it feel,
Yeah.
and let it come out. That was incredible to do. So I'm very lucky.
Yeah. I listened to the track from that particular CD that Beth sent me, and it's a masterpiece, man. It's very,
Oh,
very good, John. I really mean the stuff. I don't say things to please people. I'm not like that, I'm but it's a good quality. I mean, you are a very good musician, and that particular CD is very good, man. So
now you made my day, Dan. Thank you. I really
no, I
appreciate
really mean the stuff, and I don't say stuff just to say it or to look good, or I'm not like that, but it's very good. And man, you should be very proud of your parents and your mom
I
keeping
thank
you,
them.
calling you back for practice time, and
And again, if I could someday when I see you again, when we're at Abbey Road, just
oh
to
yeah, you bet.
the lists of all the artists I've met and been on side of the stage and how did this happen? So
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
so I'm a lucky guy, and I'll be happy to help you. When will you secure more artists for your interview?
Oh, absolutely, man. I have a couple questions. You have received too many awards: the Hall of Fame, the Entertainment of the Year, the Lifetime Achievement Award in 2019. Is of course all are important. Is one more important to you than other? Perhaps the first one because it was hard for you to at the beginning show up in Los Angeles. You didn't know anybody, and then
I
like
think
me coming to the United States, I didn't know anybody. I didn't speak the language. It's how difficult. I mean, which is the most special one for you of out of all the awards that you have received?
I think probably lifetime achievement because it's a validation of
Yeah,
of my absolute drop to my knees and thank the heavens above for
yeah,
the music career that I've had,
yeah,
not only as a pianist, but as I've been president of a couple of concert organizations, throughout my career, lifetime member, all these things, and that and meeting Ray Charles was pretty cool too. So,
wow,
yeah,
yeah,
but
Somebody, and I want to quote the person. Somebody, another musician, told me once that no, knocking down every door I could that might lead to an opportunity. That's why you gotta live. You gotta be follow that that line and that phrase, and you need to follow your dreams, man. There's no way around it.
well, and there's
You know,
nobody that's going to force you to do it.
yeah,
I realize if it's going to be, it's up to me,
yeah,
and so literally when we are finished with this interview, I'll be going downstairs to the dining room with the concert grand piano
yeah.
and working on music for next June so that I can show up there fearless.
That's
Uh,
right. Yeah, and you have Belladonna, Bella Piano, Homecoming,
uh,
the London session. How we want to call the London session reflection from I don't know, studio
yeah,
two part studio two part two or
part two. Yeah, interesting. See, Abbey Road, they have very strict rules. They don't want you to mention Abbey Road Studios in the title. So we had to dance around that. But
London sessions, London reflections, or
yeah, London Sessions. I thought the artist, and the B Company, they did a great job with that cover art. And
absolutely, yeah, yeah,
so yeah, I'm just glad that you took a listen to that, and that means a
yeah,
lot. So,
yeah.
mhm.
What kind of when you're practice at home and you're not recording your own stuff, what kind of other music you listen to? You have like you go to Spotify, your iPhone or whatever to listen. Are you always listening or trying to
Always.
discover new artists or yeah,
I literally right now I have I mentioned the River of Calm, which I have on. I have it on at home because it
yeah,
calms me down.
yeah,
And then I can also monitor it, if I hear any, edits that shouldn't be, or, did I miss something? So anyways, that's always on. In the morning, I have, don't laugh. in the shower, I have a salsa CD or a
Really?
salsa plate. Oh, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Love that. I'm all over I listen to everything all the time. I really do. And I think I got into the concert industry as a way to meet my heroes. I really do and get paid for it. So
Yeah.
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 Oh,
Any particular person that you look back in your life and it could have been important and you didn't have the opportunity to meet or play with? It's anyone that you say, man, I wish I could have had the opportunity to play with Johnny, Peter, whatever the names happens to be here.
well, I look at it this way. A mentor of mine once told me the future hasn't been invented yet. I still want to do a duet with Yo-Yo Ma on cello, and do that. That just to me,
Oh, of course, he's the guy.
that would be beyond belief. And then
So, so what are you doing to reach the goal? You
uh,
need to put in your wall.
I
Yo, your
do.
mom, look at it every day. Yeah.
I will absolutely. But boy, yeah, definitely that's come up. I want to do a healing concert in St. Mark's Square in Venice. I don't know what that means, but it just I could love to have a piano there playing healing music to the world. Okay, I said it.
Yeah. Man, you are a dreamer like myself, man.
Amen on that. And look at you. You had the real job though. Good for you.
Yeah, I have the real job. I'm for a kid with a straight C's now.
Yeah, you and I both.
A bunch of degrees after that, and yeah, I'm very lucky and blessed in my life. I don't know why some people they don't have it that good or whatever, and it's not I deserve it or that I'm smarter than anybody else. No, I got lucky along the way. This country had been very good to me, and it's as an immigrant at the beginning, it was very, very difficult to get a job and learn the language, save enough money to go to school. And I'm laughing now, but I wasn't laughing then. I was crying, And,
I can
but
imagine. But look
uh,
at you, your success. I really mean that.
thank you, Rich. Yeah, I try to do like I try to help people out, do the right thing. I mean, yeah, I grew up in a Catholic family. I'm not Catholic because I don't follow the rule, but that's complaint to being Catholic or Jewish or this or that. I mean, there's something about being human beings to try to do the right thing, that help people out, that don't take shortcuts, and
Mm-hmm.
don't be arrogant. Like some musicians that I have interviewed, and I don't want to be like that. I don't. If God exists, I don't know. I received more gift than the majority of people like you have as well, and
Mm-hmm.
I try to do the right thing in life. It so happened that for me, music is very important for me, and
Mm-hmm.
like I told you before, I remember when I talked to Steve Hackett the first time around, I say, Steve, yeah, nobody's listening to Ray, but my goal is the following. I want to create a radio where I'm playing good music, no advertising, no social media, 24 hours a day. I
Mm-hmm.
will play, I will pay music right to two organizations so nobody could sue me. I want to create a YouTube channel so people can see interviews and try to
Nice.
get my accent, and for people to create like a musical legacy, if you will. And there's no catch. It is that I buy a lot of music. My music collection is about 7,000 CDs, vinyl, Blu-ray, and I see 60 50 shows a year. I spend
Mm-hmm.
a lot of money in music, so I want to create something for the rest of the world. Being the radio, being interviewed like yourself, and I'm getting to know a different side of Ed that not many people know, and that's what it's about for me. It's no, I don't
We
need.
need more
I don't
people.
want to be famous. I don't need to make money. If the YouTube channel and the radio ever make any money, yeah, it's going to be donated every single cent to a local hospital. I'm not there for the money. I love because for the passion of the music, because music is important for me.
We need more people like you. We really do. Gosh. Wow. Mm.
Thank you very much, man.
Uh-huh.
Feel free. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, so you're doing a gig tonight, and what is
Mhm.
coming up in the next 3 6 months for you? Or
I'm still doing a lot of work. I've
yeah,
got this gig tonight. I do with this River of Calm radio station. We do a live stream concert. We used to
yeah,
do them every month prior to COVID,
yeah.
and then now we do them like every quarter. So we'll have a Christmas concert with probably up to 10 pianists here in the Nashville area doing
Yeah.
one song each. And that's really cool to do.
Good for you. Good
Yeah,
for
my
you.
goal is focusing on film and television placements, because
Yeah.
somehow if I could get one of those songs to live on one of those pieces in a major film, I will just be tearing up and saying again, thank you, God, thank you, Mom and Dad. That's my mission. That's where you'll find me. So
Good for you. But I hope that and don't forget the Jojo Ma idea as well. You need to put it to the
absolutely,
bathroom or the wall or look the
I
kitchen.
will. I get them, and I have numerous pictures. It's about this wide, and
Yeah.
I have it laminated at Kinko's. And then
Oh.
I go and pick these up, and they're looking at me like, "Oh, you're kind of different."
You're kind of weird guy. What are you doing?
Yeah, but it works.
It works, you know. Feel free to elaborate it and on your website and where people can follow you. Feel free
Yeah.
to.
Oh, thanks for that. My website is Ed Bazel,
Yeah.
EDAZEL.com.
Yeah.
I'll love to share this. I'm on social media, Facebook, Instagram,
Yeah.
all that stuff, which confuses me, but yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. For
but
sure. Yeah.
it's just
Well,
part of life. Yeah.
all right. I will visit you there in Tennessee one day. I've never been there, and I need to go there. I mean, I need
It's
to.
Music City. It
Yeah, it's
really
Music
is.
City.
It's not just country music. I live here and I booked, tons of rock acts, and Sheryl Crow's lived here, different it's a really cool vibe here. So
I need to go and check it out with my wife and my son. Hey, it was very nice talking to you, man. Good luck to you.
thank you.
Follow your dreams. Do the
Thank
right thing in life. Help people out, and
And
the guy
you
upstairs will be, or your parent will be bringing you good energy and good luck for you, man. It was very nice talking to you, man.
Hey, we'll see you in London, okay?
You bet. Oh, you bet your life for it. I will be there.
All
Thank you.
right.
Appreciate it.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Thank you very much.